100 years of research, innovation, and hope. That is what the American Heart Association is celebrating today. The national organization was founded on June 10th, 1924, 100 years ago today, with the hope of saving, improving, and extending lives.
So let's say good morning now to Sarah Fideli. She is the Director of Communications for the American Heart Association in the Triad. Sarah, good morning. Thank you so much for being here and happy birthday.
Thank you so much. It's so wonderful to see you guys, and you're in your red. I love it.
Yes, of course. We are celebrating with you. So can you just talk about how this organization got started 100 years ago today?
Absolutely. It's actually an incredible story. So today, 100 years ago, the Drake Hotel in Chicago, and really it was 6 cardiologists that decided we need to do something to focus and really try to solve some of the mysteries around heart disease and cardiovascular disease. Back in 1924, if you had a heart attack or a stroke, it was pretty much a death sentence. So we have come a really far way, and it's just incredible to celebrate 100 years.
How common was heart disease back then compared to today?
Yeah, we do have it's wonderful to share that since 1924, the death rates to cardiovascular disease have been cut in half. So that's come a really far way. We still have a long way to go. Some current forecasting shows that like in 30 years, over the next 30 years, every 6 in 10 people will still be facing some form of cardiovascular disease. So we have work to do. And then when you look at the costs also, the cost of cardiovascular disease over the next 50 years is really going to triple. So into the nearly 2 billion phase. So we have a lot to do. But it's incredible to really celebrate today that, half of the mortality has changed, which is wonderful.
Sarah, that number is staggering.
Yeah.
6 in 10 people.
That's
more than
huge
half
amount.
the population.
Yeah. But we know that a lot of the numbers, as you were saying, with the death rates have gone down because of some of the advancements that your organization has invested billions of dollars in the last 100 years. What are some of those technological and treatment advancements that have happened?
Sure. When you think about it, the numbers are pretty staggering. So since 1949, when the American Heart Association first funded a research grant, we have spent $5.7 billion on heart disease and stroke research. So you think about that, heart disease and stroke research, $5.7 billion. And then right here in the Triad, you think our little Triad, we have $5.3 million happening right here in research grants at NCA&T, at High Point University, at Lake Forest School of Medicine. So when you look at some of those advancements over the years, bypass surgery, CPR, stents, pacemakers, those are all funded through the American Heart Association's focus on research and advancement, and that's just to name a few. So it's really incredible. You can imagine a world right today without CPR or without the possibility of stents. It's incredible.
The impact of the AHA is so far reaching, Sarah, but in modern day times, you talked about research and some of the things that you focus on. Can you go into more detail about that? What are some of the community things that we really need to focus on here in the Triad?
Sure. When we talk about that number, Brian, about 6 in 10 will have some form of cardiovascular disease, it leads us down the road of really where the American Heart Association has been focused on the last 15 years, which is about prevention. So what can we do? What can we share? How can we educate people to make sure that they don't have to get to the ER? How can we have you help change your health for yourself and for your family? So knowing your blood pressure, which is huge, one of the largest risk factors and one of the largest ones they're forecasting for in the near future, is knowing your high blood pressure, monitoring your high blood pressure. We have a program right in the Triad, that's our Hair, Heart, and Health program. We're actually in 16 barbershops and beauty salons, focusing on increased cardiovascular risk for our Black American community. And they have an increased risk for heart disease and stroke. So we really need to focus on our African American community for that. And then when you also we want to help impact the health of all Americans, we now have 7 beauty salons and barbershops that are in rural areas. So it's really even more critical in rural areas to make sure that, do you know what the warning signs of a heart attack or a stroke are? Do you know how to check your blood pressure? And it's very critical that we can actually share that information And then hopefully you can monitor that yourself. Knowing your cholesterol, knowing your weight, getting enough exercise, choosing what you eat. These are all things that we can do to prevent cardiovascular disease for ourselves and for our family.
Sarah, thank you so much for all of that. And congratulations again. Happy birthday to the American Heart Association, 100 years of all of that kind of messaging and research. So to learn more about that and their efforts here locally, you can always visit heart.org/triad.